Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Good evening. Pagares. Hello, Mr. John. Pogueres. Mayhem, hello. Lana, hello, hello. Cognitive Wonder, hello. Chill Game, Dad Viner. Peaches, hello. One Drunk Man. Good to see you. Joe, hey. Male K, hello. Pork, Tanuki. How are y'all doing? Bulgares, hello, Mr. Kupo. How are you doing? Someone else, hey. Good to see you. Topre Day is a good day. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen any Topre, I think, as far as a build is concerned. Although I guess I will be demoing for the most part today. The reason for that is because Topre modding does take some time and it's also a little finicky. But I'll kind of demonstrate what it's about. So you guys will see what I did, basically. Alright, so don't know how you feel about aftermarket Topre cases. So I think, like, for example, so the thing about aftermarket Topre cases is that they're quite costly to kind of get and build and all that. I mean, they're nice and all, but I also already like the plastic cases. So it's always a question of, is it worth the extra amount of money? Do I need to have a metallic case? Is what I usually wonder when it comes to aftermarket Topre stuff. And the answer normally tends to be, for me at least, it tends to be like, well, I don't need it, you know? XRF only needs a Realforce. Yeah, I know that. But for the EVIA, you need the Realforce housings for the plate. So that becomes more expensive of an endeavor. Heavy Grail is also like a very expensive case, as it is. So overall, like, it ends up being an expensive endeavor. So for me, I just end up wondering, like, oh, do I need this right now? Yeah. So I have had aftermarket Topre cases before, though. Like, I have had the Norbifors before. I have had a Norbitouch. When I started in the hobby, I got a Norbitouch pretty early on. I was like in the first round of adopters for the Norbitouch. Also, what else did I have I gotten? I've had a KBD mod case before. I have had a Digilog case before. Yeah, so I've had a good number of Topre aftermarket cases / solutions, and I've been okay with them. But at the end of the day, I do like the way how light a plastic case can be. So yeah. All right, let's get right into it, shall we? So first, here is my own Realforce. So this is my own Realforce. This is what people call it 84, but basically it's a combination of this case with the blockers and with the 86U Realforce keyboard, like internals. So for this one, you're combining two different keyboards to make one, basically. So this is my own, right? This was variable domes because the 86U that I had variable dome sheets, I believe. So I use that. So yeah. So this is my own, right? And then here is the one we are going to assemble pretty quickly. It's not all done yet. I will tell you guys what I did. So here is the Realforce that we're going to put into the case, right? So here we have this is an 87U, 87UW, which is just 87U in white. So this right now, I'll tell you guys what I did. But basically, for this one, I lubed the rails with 3204. So I basically lubed and silenced this one and cleaned it up a little bit, like the keycaps are clean and whatnot. So basically I went in and also replaced these for MX sliders because that's what the client wanted. So these are Deskeys MX sliders. And the rest is just stock Topre sliders with Deskeys number 4 silencing rings. So that's going to be the equivalent of a regular silencing ring from like PFU, right? So like standard thickness. So here we have some Noxary stickers. Here are some of the leftovers from the keycaps and the sliders. And here is our daughter board for our Noxary XRF, the screws that we'll need. And then here is the XRF case. So this XRF case comes in I believe it comes in a different variety of colors, but this one is in lightning silver. I don't think it's named after me at all. It's just called that. Yeah. So let's. Oops, I'll need that. Zaniacs, hello. I don't mind the Norba touch. I can't stand the way the Norba Force looks. I didn't mind personally. I thought it looked nice in, you know, in certain regards, and I mostly got rid of it because it was just too heavy, and I didn't feel the need anymore to have one. So that's why I got rid of my Norba Force before. But yeah. Okay, so this basically just, you know, gets screwed over here and it becomes a USB-C connector, and it just gets connected to the case. So let's quickly first demo. Why don't we first demo what the Realforce actually sounds like without the metallic case. So I'll put the metallic enclosure aside as well as my own here. Is that just a TX case? Yeah, that's a large TX bag. Maybe I'll just use an artisan for this for now. Alright, so let's try this one first. Let's get the music out of the way for now. Alright, so this board right now has the modification that this has right now. This is the original Realforce, right? It has Tribosys 32.4 for lube and number 4 Deskeys silencing rings. People will recommend normally number 3 or number 4. The reason I obviously am starting the stream with this already pre-modded, I could have done it on stream and all, but it would have taken a long time and also just tedious. And I also, yeah, I'm trying to get through some stuff in the queue more quickly. But I have a video of modding an HHKB, professional, I think classic or hybrid. I did it on stream one time and I have a video of that. The process is essentially the same, and I'll explain that as I take this apart. Okay. All right, so I just want to have this as comparison for you guys and, you know, for the recording, and of course. So this is the original sound of the Realforce, and this is after it's been lubed and modded with the silencing rings. Okay, so all right, so let's give it a shot. So that's what this sounds like, right? So this is what the original Realforce sounds like without a metallic case. It's just in its original plastic case. Here's what the mods sound like. Of course, the one with the MX slider is going to sound a little different. Of course, because it has a resin keycap too. Oh, whoops, my Discord's probably not off fully. Hold up. Just realized. All right, there. Is this one desk mat? No, I have 4 desk mats right now. I never have one desk mat. I almost never have 0 desk mats, and I certainly almost never have 1 desk mat. The only time I have 1 desk mat is when I have to wash them. That's the only time I have no desk mats on the desk. The reason why is because I work with tools a lot, and if I don't have desk mats, I've scratched my desk pretty badly already. Well, not pretty badly, but you can see some dents and marks here and there. I'm not very good at being too careful when I'm working on a workspace, and so they end up getting scratched a lot. So I use desk mats because of that reason primarily, and also because I like how they feel. So yeah. How come that one visible switch in the top right has the little extra bump on the top right of it? Oh, you mean this? Oh, so this is actually, it's currently not lighting up because the dip switch on the back is currently disabling it. But basically this is actually a num lock indicator. So on the Realforce, on the original Realforce, you have these numpad keys. I'm not sure if you can see. You guys see these numpad keys? So those numpad keys work when you enable the num lock. It's okay. Personally, I find that numpad really inconvenient to use. It's very inconvenient to use because it's in a weird position. But it technically does have all the numpad keys. So right now the dip switch is disabling the numpad functionality. But you can just all you need to do to enable it is you go here to the back. There's some dip switches here. There's a manual that tells you which one is which. And then this one, there's some switches that also allow you to switch caps and control. It also now allows you to enable or disable the win key or things like that. So that's what the original Realforce has for the dip switches. So yeah. I'll subscribe if you can average 125 words per minute with no less than 95% accuracy. I'm pretty sure I can do that, but I'm a little lazy right now. How are you liking the MX sliders? I like the MX sliders. MX sliders, at least these ones, these Deskeys ones, this is the first time I use them. They seem pretty nice. They seem nice and tight. There isn't as much wobble as some of the JDK or other ones that I've seen. So yeah. So so far I think for these are pretty nice. I mean, of course, I substituted these because the client wanted to use artisans, MX artisans, so that's why we changed it for MX sliders. All right, so that's what this sounds like, right? Just as a demonstration. And like mine is also quite similar. It's also like lubed. And I think I silenced it. I don't remember. Yeah, so you know. right? So kind of similar. Also, you know, lubed and whatnot. Ruben across keys. Hello, hello. Tactiles are all the same. That's like the biggest lie I've ever read on Twitch. But that's fair. You can have opinions even though they are wrong. It's okay. All right. So let's move along. All right, let's move along here. All right, so I'm just gonna take this off for now. Okay, so now let's continue with this. So now we're just gonna transfer this build inside of the case, which is pretty simple. So for a Realforce case, you just flip it over, and there's these clips over here. You just unclip, right? You can flip it back over, and then you just take it from below, and then there's these clips in the front, so just make sure that they come off nice and easily. So that's how you take off the top. Very easy. Nice easy clips to take off on the original Realforce here. And now you have the original Realforce PCB in its full glory. You can easily just pop it off here, but the first step I would suggest is to first take off this screw. So this is the grounding screw. Ruben across keys. My bad bringing Isosceles. Sorry, no problem, buddy. How are you? It's good to see you. Tactiles are not all the same, though. I mean, we have an example of a tactile, quote-unquote, tactile switch that is quite different from everything that we see, at least in MX and Alps, for example, or even there's a lot more, right? All right, so I suggest you first take out this screw, which is the grounding screw, and then you can take off this connector here. So you take off the connector, and then you can take off the PCB out. So PCB's out. So that's it. So that's all you need to do for the original Realforce. You can take out this from here. So now we don't need the original cable or anything because we're gonna use the daughter board. So that's the original case. This is a personal board? No, it's not. This is all client stuff. All right. So obviously I'm not gonna do this right now. But in order for you to lube Topre, the idea is that you have to take off all of these screws. You see all these black ones and these silver screws. So all of these screws connect the PCB with the plate. So you need to take off. I mean, I would first suggest you take off your keycaps. Take off all your keycaps, and then you take off. You unscrew all of these. There's like 25 screws, or I don't even know how many. There's quite a lot. Anyway, you take off all these screws carefully, and then once it's done, you need to be careful, right? So right now, at this point, like sometimes when it comes in its original form, the dome sheet could fall off, but normally it's pretty well adhered to the PCB, because that's how they do it in the factory. They apply some kind of adhesive, and then it kind of just adheres because it's been like that, being pressed like that for a long time now. And then what you want to do is carefully lift the PCB and the plate all together, and then flip it over so that you can easily take it off once it's in this current place. Some other people will put like like a 2 books or something like that, or something to hold it like in the air, like to suspend it in the air, so that the top piece doesn't like take off on its own. And then so you flip it over anyway, and then you carefully detach the plate from the PCB without disturbing the domes. The last thing you want to do is disturb the domes. If you disturb the domes, good luck, because you need to find all those little springs and they fly all over the place. Do not disturb the domes, okay? Like don't try to take off the domes from the PCB. That's a bad idea. Really bad idea. Not to mention you have to line them up properly. It's a mess, okay? So anyway, you take it off, and then you'll end up with just the plate and the sliders. And then the next step would be you take off all of the sliders. You can do whatever you want with them, wash them or whatever if you want. And then you can lube you're going to be lubing. The plate itself has these little plastic housings, these little plastic housings over here, these black ones, and then you're basically going to be lubing the rails onto which the sliders are going, and that's how you lube Topre. There's a lot of guides out there for Topre. I also have a stream that I've done before for an HKB professional, I think hybrid, and I basically do that on that stream, so you can go and check out that VOD, and you know the instructions are all there. But essentially, it's the same. Doing Topre modifications is the same for pretty much most Topre boards. So yeah, dome swap if you need though. Yes, you can do that too. Also, Wit Sellers, hello. Hope the New Year's off to a good start. Excited for the build. Thank you. Thank you so much for the 2 months. Chris Cake, what keyboards do you use personally? I have a lot, but I do rotate through them, so hard to name one single board. But I do use a lot of different keyboards. Took me 2 days to mod my 86. Yeah, so it's good to have time for you to do this. So you know, some patience and time. It does require. It's a bit tedious. Once you get the hang of it, it's a lot quicker, but it is a tedious process. Are you going to re-lube the stabs? No. So I already did all the modding that I needed to do. Right now, it's as modded as I should be. Stabs sound pretty good. Like, oh my son. Some spring ping, but it's like inevitable, I think. Yeah, I think that's fine. So it's also like, yeah, this is as good as it gets, pretty much. So we're just gonna transfer this over. Yeah. So now that, you know, let's assume you're already done modding your Realforce, and this is basically what you get. You get the PCB and plate all assembled with all the screws on. So the next step for the XRF or for the Norbiforce, it's the same story. You just grab your case, you disassemble your case first. So let's take it apart. Do you put the sponge on the wire? Sponge on the wire? What sponge? Are these Deskeys sliders or OG one-up keyboard sliders? These are Deskeys sliders. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is a long ass screw. Holy moly. Sponges on the stab arts to reduce ping? Oh, I don't know. I just use 205 grade 0. That's all I use for stabs. I just apply it on the, for the 2U keys, I just apply it on the 2U, on the, like, those, like, you know, on the surfaces where they could possibly rub. And then I also lube the wire itself with 205. That's all I use for. I mean, I used to use like other kinds of lube, like dielectric grease, or you can use like, you know, other kinds of thick greases for it. Like, I guess before they also had like mech lube from Elite Keyboards. Simon, hello. Simon TH, thank you so much for the 8 months. BDZ, yeah, I guess BDZ is also workable, yeah. A little messy, but yeah, also workable. All right, so, you know, you take off all your screws. And then we just flip it over. EK Mech Lube. Yeah, rip Elite Keyboards. So this is the top case for the XRF. As you can see, it's a seamless case where it goes all the way down to the bottom, and the bottom part is just a cover, and it also holds the daughter board in. Alright, so now that you do that, you can attach the daughter board if you would like. I already tested this with the daughter board, so I'm gonna skip that step. I've already tested out the daughter board with the PCB. I mean, if you so desire, you can always plug in this daughter board to your PCB and just test it out, you know, on switch hitter, or you know, whatever your favorite tester is. So you just test it out. TechKeys Lube was just renamed GHV4. Yeah. Ooh, I feel a little bit of resistance here, so I have a feeling it's a little dusty in there, which it seems to be. And then let's just test it without the daughter board. Okay, that's better. Lighting, are you going to review the Freebird TKL? I am not. Nobody has contacted me about sending one or anything like that, so I am not nearly as cool as some other creators out there who are doing quite a lot of review work. Truth be told, it isn't real JHV4 if it is not mixed by Mkawa. I guess that is kind of true, since it was supposed to be a formula that also had to be treated a certain way chemically for the mixing. Did GHV4 separate like fake 205 grade 0? I mean, yeah, GHV4 is a mix after all, so if you leave it enough time, it'll most definitely separate. You know, no matter what your formula is, if it's a mix, if it's a mixture, it's eventually going to separate. Yeah. Alright, so you do that, and then in the case of the Realforce, you can just put your internals here, and then we're just going to attach them using these bolts. So I think these should work. No, it's one bigger than this. I have M3 screws probably. Alright. Is Mkawa making any more? No, I don't think so. He's been long gone, that I know. Alright, so you just line it up as best as you can. Alright, just start with one corner. Like I pushed too far out. Okay. So it's only attached by 4 bolts here. These 4 M3, I think, bolts. So you just attach them by the 4 bolts. You know, just make sure that your alignment is fine. So you can always flip it over and check for your alignment. So as long as the keys don't bind, it should be fine. Okay, all right. So it looks good to me. So we can tighten these. More. Just finger tight should be more than enough to attach these. I'm only who I am. Hello. Thank you so much for the 5 months. Happy New Year to you too. Good to see you. Are you done lubing your OP blocks? I'm not. No. So, unfortunately, my stuff takes the lowest priority for doing mods and stuff because I have a lot of other customer builds that I need to get to and so on and so forth. I'm actually an idiot and I actually forgot to put in the cable, which I should have done at the beginning. So I just made a mistake, but I'm gonna see if I can finagle it in there, which I think I can. Oh yeah, there. There we go. Well, pro streamer things. Just kidding. So anyway, I forgot, but you should probably put the cable in beforehand, so that it's, you know, there without, you know, so that you're making sure that it's already in there, and then you can just attach it to the daughter board instead. But yeah, so now that's done. It's very simple. Just grab the daughterboard cable here, and let's see if I can finagle it in without having to touch the case here. All right, nice, great. All right, so now that the cable is in, just make sure you don't over like stress it out too much, and then just make sure it's lined up. Okay, it looks like the cable's kind of getting in the way, so I'm gonna just make sure that cable gets slotted in here. Okay. Okay, good. All right, so it closes. So as long as the case closes, that's good. And then you can just start with one corner, barely get the finger tight there. There's some really active discussion about lube, which is fine, but I don't really know much about it, so I can't participate in it. Alright, so just do that. Grease history. I mean, yeah, y'all are the Oilers in chat. Any Oilers in chat want to donate? Support? Just kidding. Grease Masters. Yo, don't say that or the US military is gonna come raid us. This is heavy. This is really heavy. But look how clean it looks. Alright, let's get our scale. I wanna compare. So here, my regular Realforce weighs about 2.5 pounds, so 2 pounds and 7 ounces, which is about 1.1 kilograms here, with this custom cable or whatever. You know, give or take, it's about 1 kilogram. And then here, for the XRF with the build, it weighs 2.8 kilograms, so we've increased the weight by, like, you know, 1.7 kilograms, which is quite a lot. So this is 6 pounds and 2 ounces, which is pretty hefty for a plastic, you know, the internals of this plastic keyboard that go into this metallic case. So the case itself is quite hefty, as it is. Alright, so the next step is to just test it, really. Let's just make sure that it works. So I'm just gonna grab my cable here, and then I'll do that. Let's see, and let's get a switch hitter up. Let's clear this. Alright, so there's the num lock. Alright, cool, so it works. Alright, there we go. Cool. Anyone know where the mat is from? Oh, so the desk mat is the Fuji paper desk mat. So it's from GMK Fuji's run, and it's the paper design. I believe this was made by, might have been made by Sauer. I actually don't remember who. I think he was the one who designed these. So yeah, there's a paper desk mat from the GMK Fuji run. Any white and blue artisans? I might. Alright, let's see some artisanal keycaps. Aside from the ones over here, we can check the ones here too. Oh, okay, maybe we can do something like maybe if you want blue, this blue kind of, it's a little darker, but maybe this bongo. And then we can do some, maybe like some binge stuff here. The drip? Oh yeah, the drip would work fine too. Maybe I could do, wait, it's kind of tight, okay there. Maybe I could do like a drip here. Something like that. Alright, so MX stems indeed, yeah. Okay. So let's give it a shot one more time. Now that we're here. I'll get the music off in just a second. Okay, so now we have our XRF here, this time with the aluminum case. These stems still work with OEM Topre? No. So if you switch to MX, you can only use MX keycaps. So you can't use the OEM Topre caps on MX stem swaps. All right. Let's give this case a shot. It's just in the artisan display spots? Yeah, that's exactly what the goal is for these. Alright, so here we go. I don't want that forehead on my desk. It's not that bad. Also, I realized that my spring is a little bit off, the one under the space bar. So there's a little spring under the space bar. And sometimes when you don't line it up properly, you can hear it. So I'm gonna do that. I'm actually, might as well give it a little dab of lube here, because it just rings a little bit. All right. Okay, and then you just line it up. Okay. Sounds kind of clacky. Does it? I don't know. Anyway, so here is what the mods sound like again. Alright, so that's what it sounds like. Am I the only one that prefers the sound of unsilenced Topre? I think it all depends. I know some people who prefer unsilenced. I do actually, I'm okay with unsilenced Topre, personally. Yeah, it kind of just varies. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. ¿Te gusta más el marco de aluminio o de plástico? La verdad es que los dos están bien, pero más que nada sería que el de aluminio lo tienes que comprar, entonces obviamente está un poco caro. Entonces, no sé. Yo diría que el de plástico está bien, la verdad. Pero digo, si quieres un poco más de... Si tienes un poco más de vanidad y quieres algo de lujo, pues el marco de aluminio está bien también. Pero total. What stab mods do you prefer to do normally? You mean on Topre? On Topre, I only do 205. That's it. On MX, I also only do 205. Actually, well, I only do 205 for any stab. Yeah, that's pretty much what works for me. Oh, on switches. Well, you literally asked what stab mods. So how can you say on normal switches? Well, on MX switches, I use 32.4, 2.5, 32.3. Sometimes I use like 100 series oils. Oh, I see. So MX stabs, yeah. So MX stabs, I normally just do 2.5, a bit like a very very thin coat on the housing, and then thicker towards the tip of the wire, with 2.5, and like a average coat on the rest of the wire, wherever there's contact. So I want to try GS2 from Kinetic Labs. I think they've been out of stock for a little bit now. But yeah. Anyway, where are you from? I currently reside in New York, in the US, but I grew up in Mexico. So, and then moved up here for school and work. So I'm a big fan of this XRF. The reasons that I like that it retains the original forehead of the Realforce, like the original look of the Realforce, which is this large, like top forehead over here. I mean, it's also inevitable due to the design itself, having like the PCB and the plate having like a longer length over here to accommodate for the grounding wire and all that. I like that. Second of all, I like that it's seamless like this. The way it looks is just very clean. Just looks really clean. The spring pring that drives me off the wall. I mean, yeah, I can see why some people do that too. Yeah. All right, so yeah, but I mean, I do like how this looks. USB-C port, always a plus. Like I've never ever felt that, you know, making something that was initially fixed wire and then making it, you know, modular is always a good thing in my opinion. Which is also why I personally prefer like the 2.0 ADD on the Matrix Lab boards than the 2.0 original, which uses a fixed cable. I think the fixed cable kind of sucks. The aesthetic is okay, but it's a pain in the ass to deal with. So I do like you know, a cable that you can actually plug in. Anyway, so here are the sides. The sides of the XRF are very simple. It's like a wedge. So it's a rather simple board as far as like the enclosure is concerned. It's literally just an enclosure to put your PCB and plate in from the Realforce. So all the modifications is the same as you would for any other Topre board, right? And then you're just putting in, the into the enclosure with this daughter board, and it sounds good. The front height looks really low. Yeah, so the front height is decently low. Yeah. It still hides the front of the keycaps, which is good. So overall, very nice. Gotta go for classy around. Sounds good. I am only who I am. Take it easy. Oh, Obsidian, hello. A pinwheel or some other accent would look good on that forehead. I actually do think, who was it who said about the Realforce kind of sticker accent sort of here? I think that would be kind of cool too. Having the original look of the Realforce with the logo. I think that was Gawk. Yeah, so yeah, I think I do agree with Gawk on that. I think that would be kind of neat. I mean, there certainly is space for things over here. So I think it wouldn't hurt to do that. But yeah, I do like what this sounds like too. The case doesn't seem to take away from the sound of the board, which is always a good thing for any aftermarket cases. Because that's another concern I tend to have is, what if I put it in the case and the case makes the board sound less appealing than it originally was? Then it doesn't really help, right? But in this particular case, no pun intended, actually no pun intentional, this does work. So yeah, and it does sound very good in this particular aftermarket case. So I do like the XRF overall. Realforce, actually, I also did like how it sounded and felt. It was just too heavy for me to use though and to take around, because I did like to use Topre at work. So the Realforce was just too clunky for that for me. But anyway, I would consider an XRF at some point. Maybe I'll consider getting an XRF to transplant my current 86U stuff into like a wind keyless case. I think that would be ideal. But yeah, I don't really mind. It's not something I'm in rush for, or that I need, that I really feel a strong need to do. But yeah, maybe eventually I'll purchase like a wind keyless case. How to describe how it sounds? It is thocking, indeed. Thocking. Anyway, so yeah, this is the real thock, quote unquote. What people seek from MX switches is something like this, which I think remains unparalleled as far as MX switches go. But alas, that's a different story. All right. The second the stream turns into LZ phase build, we're no longer allowed to say thock. True. True. So say it now while you can. As soon as I open this, it's game over. Alright, so let's move on to the second part of the build. We took about 50 minutes-ish, because we started a little late, to explore the XRF a little bit. But, you know, if you would like to ask any questions, you can feel free to do so. Alright. There we go. So now we do an XRF build. So today we have some H1 switches, which have been lubed and filmed. Here's some stabilizers, cool. Just a random foam. I was asked to use this plate and this aluminum back plate. It says LZ Limited over here. We have a couple of PCBs, so we only need one, so we'll just use one. Alright, now let's get to the actual build. Oh, nice! Ooh, what is this nice? Is this silver or is this like warm gray? I'm not even sure. We have a cable that says Korea, basically, and says LZ. Nice. And then apparently this was a sample bottom made out of either brass or steel, I don't remember. But I was asked to not use this today. We're gonna use the aluminum bottom instead. And then it looks like, oh, what is this? Okay, and then we have some screws. And, okay. Looks like we have a wrist rest. Cool, okay. Wrist rest. Appa cable. Oh, look at this. This is peak Korea. Saran wrapped. Hello, I'm Live in Korea. I want to sell a keyboard for my friend. BNIB. So here is a, looks like it's a painted, I'm not sure if it's, so coated acrylic. It's like thick acrylic with it's like, you know, thick layered acrylic as a wrist rest. Pretty nice. Okay, so then I actually think I'm gonna have to take this out of the way. Or maybe I'll, does this fit over here? Oh, it's too big. Okay, so let's take a look at this case, shall we? So I think maybe it was the client, the person who owns this board, who wanted to put these bump-ons. So there's these rather thick bump-ons over here, which, you know, to each their own. Or maybe the bump-ons are included for the wrist rest, I don't know. But I have some thick bump-ons over here. And let's actually undo the case here. Where do I have my, oh, here it is. Oh, reborn. Oh, maybe the rest of the screws are in the bags here. Oh, yeah, okay. Alright. So here is our top case first. So the LZ series of boards for the new ones is rather interesting. It uses this kind of a rubber mount. So there's a top piece. We have LED slots over here. It says phase on one corner. It's basically a 65% version of the Alice, which people dub it the Arisu layout sometimes. But basically it's the Alice with arrow cluster. It says LZ made in Korea over here. It's like in a light gray sort of color. It's not quite silver. It almost looks like a warm gray actually, in certain like reflection of the lighting. It's a very nice tone of gray, but it is very clean though. There's some machining marks on the inside, which doesn't really matter. But so basically you mount it with these like rubber kind of like grommets kind of thing, which I'll probably have to show later on today once the build is done. That looks like silver from here. Yeah, I mean it is like it's almost like a light gray. I'm not even sure. It's a little confusing of a color. What kind of silver is this? I don't know actually. Hard to describe this silver. But yeah. Okay. Oh, it looks like this is the back plate that we're supposed to replace. So let me actually remove this for a second. So this allegedly was a sample that was included. This is a sheet of stainless steel from what it looks like. It's just a very thin sheet of stainless. And it's a sample. It looks like it's been kind of brushed. And just like that. Very simple. And yeah, so there here in the bottom is where you can attach your base plate, which I guess it's for preventing shorting and stuff, but I don't understand why you would put a plate that's made out of metal. But anyway, I actually am not sure about why this is the case. But here's a bottom piece anyhow. You can see some machining marks towards the corners at the bottom here. But other than that, it's on the interior. The exterior looks pretty clean nonetheless. Here is the side of the board. It's a base plate, makes it sound better. I see. Yeah, well. And here's the back. Right. Alright. I wonder if they came up with this or they were inspired by Katana. Oh, LZ has been around for far longer than Katana, so yeah. Okay. So let's take out the plates. So, okay, so this is the base plate that just goes here. So maybe I'll just put it on for now, but basically it's just a sheet made out of aluminum as well. Wait, where did it? I'll put the other screws later. If I don't remember, someone remind me. Anyway, so oh, it looks like this doesn't have alignment pins. Okay, well, all right, that's fine. The inside plate does make it easier for personalized laser engravings. That is true. That is true. Alright, so here we have our plate. Let's see, so, oh wait, that's the opposite way. Okay, so let's test it out first. Nice. So the PCB here, who designed this actually? Is this also designed by Mr. Heine? I remember the LC Physics was designed by Heine, so I'm assuming it is based on the LED choice as well. Oops. Okay. Okay, it is still the LZ Physics PCB, so yeah, this is the same one as Heine's. let's change a few things up. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, let's go to oh yeah, layouts. No, yeah, that's fine. Okay, key tester. Test it out. What's the point of RGB underglow if it can't be seen? Well, it's visible in the cases when cases made out of things where it can be seen, like if you make a case out of polycarbonate, or if you make like a, you know, acrylic mid piece that goes in between so that you can show off some of the RGB, it could work. But yeah, I mean, it's there for people who might want to customize. But it is true in most cases for aluminum stuff, you know, for aluminum case, closed aluminum cases, it won't do much. I mean, it will actually be worse for you, because if you leave it on for an extended period of time, you'll eventually bleach your case due to radiation. So yeah, so something to note. If you have an aluminum case and your underglow has been on for a while, don't be surprised if your case has these big burn marks on the interior of the case where the underglow was shining on. Alright, cool. So everything works. Nice. Did I hear radiation? Yes. Unlike the Fuji 75, they removed the PC case but kept the underglow. Oh. Alright, so layout-wise, I believe, let's see, so it's fixed, full backspace, and then 2.25 and 275. So we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stabilizers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Good. Wires and whatnot. More hardware. Let's just put it aside for now. Actually, we'll get the wires first too. Oh. Alright, so let's get some lube. Bleached thighs. Free anti-tanning bed. Alright, here's my brush. Wait, is it the right brush? No, this is the right brush. Okay. Been meaning to do an Alps build of my physics. I've seen a few Alps builds actually, but not sure if it was of the physics only, but I've seen a few others. Yeah. What would you build it with? What kind of Alps switches? I think I think blue Alps would be nice. Blue Alps generally are probably the nicer ones for a metal case, but Alps are kind of difficult to work well with metallic cases. They don't sound too great. They definitely sound better in their original plastic chassis than they do in the metallic enclosures. Just something to do about the sound of the switch and like the roominess of a plastic case and how the sound propagates in it. Definitely just tends to sound better in the original chassis. But I have heard some nice SKCM blue builds, SKCM orange, and salmon builds too that have sounded pretty nice. But yeah, Alps in the PC Alice, that would be okay. Yeah, maybe like a polycarb case would actually not be bad. What is an ALPS build? So ALPS switches are a specific type of key switch. So right now, like the most common type is like MX style switches, which have that cruciform shape stem. But in ALPS, they have this rectangular shape, and they come in a lot of keyboards made by quite a lot of different OEMs. A long time ago, I guess now you don't really see much ALPS as much out there. But yeah, Alps Electric is a company from Japan, I think. Oh, Rukia is dead to me. All hail Rukia. Yeah. Too bad, right? It's too bad. I have to say, as a now former sponsoree of Mint Autumn, I am ashamed that I at first believed that it would be rectified in time, but you know, no such thing, and no contact, no responses, so nothing to do about it. Literally just asked like, hey man, I'm sorry things are tough. I hope you're doing okay, you know, despite the mess that is your group buy. But, you know, just wanted to say, like, hey, like, how you doing? And if you have a chance to say hi, please do. But, you know, never really got a response from that, so unfortunate. I think there's anything you should be ashamed of. Well, you know, it's just a bummer to see that someone you initially believed was doing things in a honest, at least in some ways, honest fashion, even though some methods that he used were kind of questionable at best. But you know, supposed to do honest work, but well, someday, one day we'll find out what really happened. I think it is possible that, you know, a lawyer could advise you to not say anything, because at this point, you know, you very much could be denounced for fraud. So hope for the best, expect the worst timeline. Yeah. You're fooled like everyone else was. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's true. It is true. I mean, well, it happens very commonly with people who disappear like that, or who ghost in that kind of way. It's like they're fine people at the beginning when they first started, but you know, things twist with time and intentions change. Caviar Emperor. Yes. Caviar Emperor. Buyer beware. Ivan Ivanovich? I mean, well, yeah, Ivan Ivanovich is a good example too, because Ivan Ivanovich was indeed a person who, well, had a lot of trust behind him. He had run a lot of group buys. He had been basically essentially moderating and administrating parts of Geek Hack. Very, very big presence, right, in the Geek Hack community, and you know, in the Deskeys community sometimes too, because he would collect a lot of vintage stuff. Yeah, it's crazy though. I mean, that's how it goes though. Man, but you could say that about a lot of people. Imsto, Fang, well, I guess you can't really say that about Team Redline. Who else? Linkshine, I guess, if you know a little bit of artisan history. Linkshine. Now that's a good example of truly abusing people's trust. That was a big scam. The TLDR of Linkshine is basically he had a massive amount of trust from people in the artisan keycap collecting community, and you know, did arrange a massive number of trades and like, you know, exchanges, and then pretty much, you know, amassed a lot of very, very highly desirable artisan keycaps, and, you know, went off with them, and then kind of tried to resell and also ghosted, and yeah, it was messy as well. Tired of not being included in any drama. Gawk wants to be the next person to be. Wants to be in the next spotlight of popcorn. Do you ever feel personally responsible for upcoming projects you promote on the channel? Do you take the line that every group buy is a risk? I do think every group buy, simply speaking, is a risk. Yes. So I do feel bad if I am promoting something, and let's say a designer reaches out to me and says, "Hey man, I would like you to take this prototype or, you know, whatever item, and I would like you to promote it on your channel, you know, take pictures, whatever, you know," and I talk about it, you know, build it, say like, "Oh hey, it's a pretty cool board, y'all should check it out." And then if they turned out that they actually, like, you know, end up disappearing with a lot of people's money or whatever, I would feel bad. I can't say I would be responsible for it, or that I would feel heavily responsible for it, but I would feel extremely bad for anybody who, due to my influence, would have picked it up. But that said, yeah, like, caveat emptor, like, you know, you need to do your research too as a buyer. Like, you can't blindly trust what people say out there, especially, like, you know, on the internet. So yeah, there's only so much you can do. It is true though, in every group buy we are kind of blindly trusting these, you know, individuals, designers, we try to hold them accountable on these things that, you know, don't exist yet. I mean, this is why we have vendors, to help with the liability of that. And so yeah, like, if someone says, "I'm going to handle all of the logistics, blah blah blah, no vendors," it can be a bit of a flag. It's not always the case, because there are a lot of individuals who handle their own group buys and their own keyboards, whatever, and they've been quite successful. I mean, a good example is like DGR. Basically, it's one person doing everything. Well, I mean, essentially one person, and then there's more, a few people who also help in the background, but no one really knows that. But you know, it's essentially one person sort of show. But those work out fine, right? I mean, yes, Jane V2C has been one of the longest group buys in history. But that said, at least people do have the confidence that they'll get stuff. Yeah. Thoughts on NCR80? I actually have not built one, but I know that people who have had an NCR80 have liked it. Because of the plateless experience. Even with a plate, some people did like it too. It is a inexpensive way to get like a cherry style TKL case, of not even full size TKL case, that you can do like a simple plateless or plate with a plate, built with a plate, but rather unique because it mounts directly onto the case rather than to the bottom case specifically. So it's essentially like a tray mount, but probably more flexible due to the amount of space you have and, you know, the surface area, and the number of mounting points probably matters as well. But yeah, you done with the XRF? Yes, I am done with the XRF right now. It's in the first hour of the bod, if you are curious. The only excuse to having milk before your cereal is when you're going for seconds? Okay. Fair. Diego do be a little sussy. True. I'm a little sus. It's okay. Meg 27, Xeno. Yeah, those are good examples of people who also like... Well, the thing about it, Xeno is quite funny, in my opinion. Because, well, it's a vendor who is supposedly quite reputable. And I think lack of communication is no excuse. right? Like, if you're an active community member, and you certainly can just say, hey, we have no updates. It's very easy to do. Just send an email blast that says, hey, we don't have anything for you right now, but we're working on it. That was the initial concern people had. People were like, where's our updates? Like, where, like, you said that you were gonna give us an update in June. It's June already. Haven't said a blip, you know? Or, oh, it's going to ship soon, apparently? Okay, so where's the cases? Like what happened to them? Like, did you send them back? What's the issue? Like, we don't know anything about it. I mean, that's what initially the concern was over like the Xeno case, right? And then later on, it was like, you know, cases arrived with a lot of defects, things like that. And then it was like, okay, so how are you gonna resolve this? What happened to all his food pics? It's like he stopped eating. That is true. If you go to like different servers, like Mekis, also on like the Teha type server, there's a lot of food pics that Mr. Zeal posted. I guess not anymore. But yeah, I mean, that one's a good case of a group buy that's ironic because it's supposed to be a reputable vendor running it. So, and then, you know, like, it just didn't turn out the way people wanted it. And I think the worst part is really the designer side of things, where, like, you know, Poner and Wilbo never really got their units. That side is kind of really shameful, in my opinion. I think if I were a vendor running a, you know, this group buy, the first units that you ever send out in this group buy should go to a designer. Like, unit 0 and 00 go to designers, you know? Like, because it's their boards, right? They made this. They created it from their creativity, imagination, you know, skill set, whatever. First units should always go to the designers. For sure. From the production run, to be specific. Because prototypes, of course, makes sense. They're the ones testing it too. But production run stuff, yeah. The first ones, if they are part of this whole thing, they should go to a designer. They never got their boards? Not that I know of. Are you lubing the inside of the stem of the stab? Yes, I am. Lightly, but I am, yes. Protos might come with scuffs? Yeah, true. But right. So, like, designers know that prototypes come with scuffs and defects and whatever. But for the production run, I'm saying, if you submitted your production run, you know, if you saw the quote and you paid the quote, right, and you submitted a job request for the production run, saying like, hey, can you make 200 of these cases in these colors, and this is our target date, and, you know, they are sent out in batches or whatever. I think the first batch should always belong to the designer. So the Xeno is technically fully shipped according to the updates, but the designers did not get their units, which is really, really weird. It's like, huh? There's a new one. Apparently there's a private group of an essay set that has gone sour. I hope Mr. Sour was not involved in that. Sorry. I know Mr. Sour would not be involved in something like that. Definitely not Sour. Yeah, of course not. Sour is such a nice guy. Such a nice and creative dude. There's so much stuff behind the scenes as well. So many designs and stuff. Should I give up on Rookie Round 2 now? I think the best way to think about Rukia, to be honest, at this point, because chargebacks are hard, like it's not possible, and refunds are also not possible in most cases now, because it's been too long, is just to think of, it's unfortunate to think of it as lost money, yeah. And then, if you get something, great, but if you don't, it is what it is. It's like you took a risk, and in this particular case, we as the community lost, and learned our lesson. Need a never forgive, never forget concert style tee with a list of failed group by dates on the back like tour stops. That's a good one. And put the the dates should be like the like the group by thread, or like the date of the group by thread or something like that. Oh my god, that's actually hilarious. That's actually such a good idea. I mean, hopefully not in a way just to make fun of, but like as in, hey, like we remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Keyboard 0 skips 1. Oh my goodness. I'm also waiting for a Gasket 00 actually. I ordered some stuff because I wanted to make an Alps build. But yeah, so I also have some money tied up in there. But what can I say? At least those exist. At least there's proof that they exist, along with a curtain that has not moved in a year. Which is quite impressive. Good thing Tengu turned out awesome when I didn't get my Rukia. Oh, Tengu's nice. Tengu is really nice. Whose essay set are we talking about? Or like who ran it? What like I don't need to know what the essay set is, but who ran this essay set? It sounds like it should be a familiar name. Oh, Julium. Oh. Yeah, that was a red flag. That was a red flag. Yeah. Oh, that's really unfortunate. But hey, everyone has their believers and followers. It looked decent too. Oh hey, I mean, Mr. Julium actually does pretty neat work. Pretty cool stuff. The DSA set that he ran with DSS? The one that was like cartoony style from Keys, that one looked pretty cool. To be honest. I thought it was pretty cool. It was like some year, right? But yeah. Private essay group by how is that not a red flag? Well, no, private essay group by is not a red flag by itself. It's more so that Mr. Julium had some history that had already been public about like ghosting and such. So that was the red flag. People have done FNF buys for SA sets, other sets, DCS sets, you know, GMK sets are having private buys too. Like in China and other places too. So that's not uncommon. For example, SA Nautilus was a private buy. SA Olivia was, I believe, a private buy as well. What else? SA Phantom, yeah. Yeah, so there's a number of them that have been private buys for good reasons too, actually, because like me, you know, the people running them didn't want to deal with the logistics of like potentially having hundreds or thousands of orders or whatever it is, right? And like all the logistics around it, and just keep it to people who trust each other, which makes sense. Cat Cyberspace. Oh yeah, that one's also. Got their mystery switches from NK and got 110 box jades. Rape. I know some people who got lucky with the mystery switches situation. Some people got like GAT inks, I think. Some people got like I forget. It was definitely random. Which, you know, you know, the whole mystery switch thing is of course a gamble where your chances are definitely more slim to get something that you want, unless you know you want all the things that you know are going to be relatively common for that. Typical lucky dip. Yeah, mostly just crap. Yeah, I mean, hey, they're there for clearing inventory, which is like really what it is. Blind bags are not a good investment. They're never. I mean, to even consider a blind bag an investment is a mistake. Any blind bag. Like, not knowing what you're getting is always. It's just a gamble, right? So it's like stocks are also not an investment. It's like, you know, like stocks, right? You're gambling on things too. Like, you're gambling on the chance that things will happen. When you do your due diligence, you are more informed, so you are just raising the chances, or at least according to your calculations, your chances of making something out of it are higher. But there is always a small chance that nothing like that happens and you end up losing your money or whatever. And then people call it an investment, but that's not true. It's just a gamble. It's just a chance you're taking, a risk. Investments should have a certain amount of certainty though, so people define that threshold differently though. Not joining Keycap group buys anymore. Wait times. I would just rather wait for extras. Yeah, so I think that's actually a fine position to take. I know I have the tolerance to wait personally. Like, as in, I would rather not deal with the headache of first come first serve extras, or mech market extras and paying like a hefty premium. For me, it's like I would rather not. So I personally am like okay joining group buys right now, some of them, but I'm definitely more hesitant nowadays than I've been ever before, because they will take forever. Like we are talking about. I mean, hey, can someone look up when Dolge R5 ran? I think it ran in like was it September of like. It's been like a year and a half now. And Dolge got delayed again, yes, to March, which I actually posted an update about on the Keycaps thread. So, you know, in my case, I'm okay with the delay in the sense that I have the tolerance for it, but I know some people don't. And it sucks. It sucks to give people the update, like saying like, hey, like, man, you just said that we're not gonna get it. We're not gonna get it till much later. Like, that kind of sucks. I like daily clock system a lot. Yeah, the pre-order price, that's a good way to manage inventory, I think. And also, it secures your inventory in a way that once you're shipping the rest of the group buy, you can ship all those pre-orders as well at the same time. So it's like a two birds one stone kind of situation, and you're also spreading it over time. So it's you can handle the logistics much more easily. Do you know what's going on with the gaskets? No. For me, it's not about waiting. Screw GMK and the vendors for doing nothing to improve the wait times, and the only way they will change is if their sales drop. Thing is, the vendors have tried to do something about the wait time situation. Jay. It's yeah, no, the vendors have tried to do stuff about it. But what can you do about a situation where you could, you know, vendors, like obviously the best situation here for if vendors were to do something about, which like I personally think, you know, would be ideal is to obviously sabotage the sales situation. It's to say, hey, queues this clogged up, and we just can't submit more stuff because we just don't think this is a real, like, as a business, we can't tolerate this kind of logistics. But it's kind of complicated. So what happens to all the rest of the stuff that you do have money tied up with as a vendor? You have hundreds of thousands of dollars, at least, tied up as a vendor for orders that currently exist with GMK. What happens if you antagonize the vendor that you're working with? So in this case, the manufacturer, like GMK. So you're that money is also on the line. So the best way you can handle this is to say, like, hey, I'm not gonna order anymore. But would vendors actually be able to do that to cut their revenue? I don't know. It's tough. Did y'all hear about PVT Darling? I have not heard about PVT Darling, but I assume it's a similar situation to Taro. Alright. Oh, Lil Bonaparte, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you. 16 months. Oh, wow. Oh, Mr. Zekin, hello. Hello. Yeah, how are vendors going to influence wait times? Who convinced you that GMK taking 2 years is due to resin shortage? Oh, there's a lot of pointers that resin shortage is relevant. Resin shortage is a real thing. Material shortage is a real thing. Let me read through some of these. I'm all on my custom bespoke things. No! They don't get the same amount of sales. We're literally talking about less and less people joining group buys because of the long wait times. How is that good for business for anyone? Yeah, true. Lose-lose situation for sure. Best way to look at GMK is like traffic. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is right now. It's a backup and a slow trickle-down effect. Yeah. I'm sure the vendor doesn't like it either. Okay. Material shortage is a communist trap. Delays we see from the menu is more of a global phenomenon. Yeah. You could only feel in group buys because you're involved in the process. Yeah. Yeah, true. The thing is, if you were, let's say somebody else is running the pre-order. Let's say a bigger vendor is running a pre-order, like a company that you already know really well. Let's say Logitech was running a pre-order for a mouse. New model, new sales model, a mouse, okay? They're made out of plastic, right? A bunch of metal components, PCB in there, right? They're like, all right, we're gonna make a shit ton of mice, but we're gonna take pre-orders and screw this car. Fuck. Oh, fucking hell. And then, you know, you pay for this mouse. I'm pretty sure that Logitech is not gonna give you these frequent updates about how, oh yeah, you know, our plastic vendor just told us all these specific things. They're not gonna disclose all these things. They're just gonna tell you, oh, we're pushing back our shipment date for this time. If you want a refund, contact us. If you don't, you know? And that's it. That's all the updates you would actually get from a bigger vendor. Again, the real bottleneck is, yeah, I mean, there's a slow turnaround for a lot of things, right? Like it's, let's see, we have 225 and 1U, so I think it's on the right side here. And then we have 275U, which should be this one. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I might be right. Might be wrong, might be right, I'm not sure. I'll double check. The thing is, obviously, like, it's not like keycap plastic is tied up with, like, it's not like it's all tied up in one small bin. Like, if a good way to do market research about whether there is a real resin shortage or not is to, yeah, it's like Peaches is saying, check whether other industries that are using plastic are also suffering from delays. If they are, there definitely is a shortage. Like, it is affecting more than one person or more than one company. I'm going to sleep. Oh, good night, Cognitive Wanderer. Take it easy. I have many products from computer parts to just random wooden boxes. Interesting. That are delayed for months. Oops. You're right. Oh, okay, thanks. And same with the PCB situation, right? Like, not sure if you guys noticed, but for those, well, Reborn probably knows actually. For a while there was a pretty big shortage in Alice layout PCBs, specifically like the mini kind, the ones like Project Keyboard would order, or that, like, you know, came with the TGR Alice, or like etc, right? All these different options, but for a while there was a pretty big shortage of those, and like they were going for a bit in the aftermarket. People were struggling to find those. There's a lot going on, but a big part of entitlement, at least I believe, came from the relatively sudden blending of two very different demographics. Young gamers exposed to custom keyboards through Teja's Tifu video. And the people who have been around since the time of GMKs not meeting a simple 150 MOQ. Combine that with COVID and people being at home. Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of factors mixing here. Yeah, I mean, definitely there's a mix of expectations of people thinking, well, like, you know, how come pre-COVID or right when COVID started, I could order something and it would arrive, you know, they would say like 3 months and they would indeed fulfill in 3 months or whatever, right? Oh, I ordered in November before things locked down and it delivered in February. Yeah, because back then it was still normal. Like, things in the US locked down in March. Like in Chicago, New York. And there's like other variables too, for sure. And also production works in a different way, where like materials are often ordered in advance, so there's a stockpile of raw material that's available to manufacturers at a time, and once they run out, then they have to order more or whatever, you know. And at least at the beginning of COVID, you know, we didn't see that kind of effect as badly, but you know, after like also like employment rates, right? Like a lot of people got laid off, people got sick, things like that. That all trickled down as well. I work in aerospace. It's been fun. Oh boy, I can sense the sarcasm. It's really hard to satisfy both, and sometimes it seems like it isn't worth pleasing both. Yeah, it's hard to satisfy both. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough situation for everybody, really. And what else can you do other than say, well, I understand, all right, like, you know, if you're really displeased, just get the refund. Just go get the refund. It's like, there's no harm. The vendors won't say no. They'll be like, all right, here's your refund. We apologize for the inconvenience. We hope that you can continue to do business with us, but whatever. And, you know, they send you an email saying your refund has been issued, and that's it. It's that simple. A lot of people got laid up. A lot of people did. And then also, that caused a lot of problems, I'm sure. A lot of people being cooped up in closed spaces. Also caused issues. People issues, that's a total 2020 thing. Like, I mean, including myself, I had a lot of people problems in 2020. But you know, Do you get late though, Diego? We don't talk about that. COVID and compulsory power cut in China too. Well, that's more recent too, right? The power cuts are more recent, actually. Yeah. Power cuts are like a late 2021 thing, right? I think, if I recall correctly. Oh, this plate is nice. Just clip right in. Sweet. Okay, I was a little scared I would have to struggle with this a little bit, but it looks like it clips right in. Oh. Nice. Nice. Oh. That's fun that you mention it. That's not 100% true. I ordered GMK Skeletor from Originative Co. and it took them over a year to deliver. I hit them up about a refund after 6 months because I was moving and they wouldn't do a damn thing for me. Yeah, so about that. Originative is the key word here. It's unfortunate, but I have to say they are not too responsive. I cannot say they are the most in line with the news and the happenings in the community, unfortunately. They have done a lot of cool things over the years and run a lot of cool stuff, cool collaborations, exciting stuff here and there. But I think out of all the different North American vendors, they might be one of the most disconnected vendors to ever be around in the current state of the community. Far disconnected. I must say, even Kono Store has caught up with doing better logistics and management. Because I remember one complaint I had about Kono Store this one time was when I ordered GMK Camping Round 1 and GMK Monochrome Round 1. Are you saying this because of Hyperfuse? No, I was not in Hyperfuse. They've done a lot of other things. You know, issues with Type Machina is obviously a very notable example. Go ahead and ask if you could talk to Ride on the Bay about this. Ask him how Type Machina's K Cult #1 release went. Not good. Same thing with there's a bunch of other things here and there, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, so for Kono Store though, my R1 Camping and R1 Monochrome shipped in a bubble mailer. Like the warehouse that they used put the tray, the long GMK trays, the ones that are like maybe like yay size, put it in a bubble mailer, closed it up, slapped the label on it, and sent it out. That's it. That's how they sent it. I was livid. I was like, what the F? I wait for like 8 months for this key set because back then the lead time was a bit shorter. Still pretty long. I was like, okay, I'm about to get my set. I'm very excited. Oh, the tray arrived crushed. Keycaps lying on inside of the bag. Oh my god. You know what I got? A $10 coupon. $10 coupon that was not even permanent. It would expire after, I don't know, 6 months or whatever. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy shit from you in 6 months. Who would? After that, I will buy something from your store within 6 months? No way. No way. Like, just give me my $10 back then. Like, give me my money back. That didn't happen. So back then, I had a lot of complaints about Kono Store. They were very disconnected, and the way they handle a lot of customer service was pretty lacking. But hey, now they ship in boxes. They have, I assume they have improved some of their logistics here and there, right? They do run a lot of sets that are questionable at best, in my opinion. It's like a lot of the sets that have been rejected by other vendors, they seem to run. Like the things that, like, you go and check the interest check on Geekhack, and you look at the interest check, and you look at the renders, and you look at the colors of the set, and you're like, How is this on group buy right now? Those sets do get run on Kona Store a lot. Because they will just say yes to it. You know, like if you go ahead and say, hey, can you run my GMK set that I designed? I'm a designer. I'm a designer. They'll be like, yeah, sure. What month? You know, when? When do you want to run this? And, you know, you tell them. And they'll be like, all right, we'll run it for you. We'll run it for you. Like, there's no discretion. Full disclosure, though, I got Shoko R2. I'm a glutton for punishment. I mean, so, look, I get it, because Shoko is a great set, right? And you wanted this set, and you're not gonna pay for the aftermarket for Shoko R1, which is what? How much is Shoko R1 now? It's like obscenely expensive, because people, you know, limited edition, whatever, you know. Full disclosure, I have Shoko R1. Oh. Well, hey, some people, you know, to each their own. You have your vices. Shoko is your vice. That's hilarious, though. 2 builds, 1 stream, yeah. Some people like pain, yeah. I got really caught up in the conversation. I forgot that I should have tested these first. But I have confidence that I think they'll be okay. Because I think my stab lubing is more consistent now than before. But we should double check anyway. Do these H1s have the stock spring? Yeah, so these do have the 78 gram or whatever springs. Because that's what the client likes using. He uses rather heavy springs, so. Okay, nice. Some people like using 180 gram. Yeah. Wait. Is it all the way in? Yeah. Okay, nice. Nice. Bring back flashbacks to the Owls build? Oh my goodness. That Owls build. Hey, at least the person who got the build though, like the person who asked for the build and got it, they actually like it. So if they're content, that's all I wanted. It's good. Maybe they were having the laugh of their lives, you know? Look at me suffer. Do you charge more for the pain though? I mean, I charge more for the time spent. Not, you know, pain or not, like it's all relative to the labor, yeah, sure. But I mean, there's always occupational hazards in any line of work, especially any kind of freelance work like this. So I'll just chalk it up under my potential occupational hazards from running this biz. Okay, stabs are good. All right, so let's double check the layout now. Step caps lock. Okay, cool. That was a fun build. In ways that, well, I mean, more fun for the watchers, for the viewers, and for myself. But it was a fun experience in that sense. Huh. I just need to double check this. Okay, yeah. And then we have, should be this one. Oh, it's not full close, maybe. Is that VOD on YouTube? The Alps one? I think it is. I think it is. Just look up like 180 grams Alps TKL build stream, I think. I think it is. It should be, that I recall anyway. Oh, weird, this peg is like off. There we go. 280, my bad, not 180, 280. What numpad would you guys recommend other than the Realforce one? Numpad. I actually don't know because I don't use numpads too much these days. There's like a Leopold one, but it's not cheap. But I think there were some other ones that might be like, is there any Vermillo products maybe? Because Vermillo does do some decent, like pretty good quality stuff for not too expensive a price, in my opinion. Where does one even buy 280 gram springs? I think they're part of the, they're not separate springs. They were pretty sure it was part of these, those Taihao switches. They're Taihao blues that come with those 280 gram or whatever springs. Eric, what's up? KBD pad? Oh yeah, KBD pad for custom, yes. I don't know why it just skipped my mind for a second, but yes, KBD pad is pretty good for the price if you want a custom numpad from. Also, there's like macro pads that essentially act as numpads if you program them, so you could consider that instead too. I remember there was one with like a knob. There was like I think the duck board basically is like a numpad duck board. It might be a little bit of a challenge to put together. I think some people have struggled, but it's not too bad. I mean, if you want to try your hand at like some SMD soldering as well for like RGB. Other than that, it's like diodes and programming like a Pro Micro. The Taihao APC Alps clones, yeah, those were the ones that had 280 gram. Mammoth 20 if you like a knob. Oh, I did not remember that one. The Spritz cell springs that heavy? I don't think so. I don't think so. Get a full-size Realforce? True. Full-size Realforce, pretty goated, especially for work. I used to use a full-size, like a Leopold 980 for a while, but then I think somebody else wanted it and just gifted it out. Too hard to find 86U? I mean, 86U has been always a declining supply because it's been out of production for some time now. And yeah, so, and people have been wanting it, blah blah blah, so yeah, wouldn't be cheap, I guess, nowadays. Waiting for mine whenever USPS decide to honor the priority 1-day shipping. Priority 1-day shipping, is that the express shipping? Priority Mail Express? Can I ask you guys a question? Just ask a question. It shipped from someplace pretty close. It's taking 3 to 5 days. I mean, at this point, I expect delays in the system. One-day shipping always sounds like a troll. One-day shipping can work if you do like express, if you like actually pay for express. They will put it. I mean, it's like in a separate method of transportation on its own. So, but I mean, of course, express is pretty pricey. And also normally signature required. So, yeah. Express shipping that is not DHL is definitely a scam now. Yeah, but DHL doesn't do, for us, DHL does not do domestic, so. Need to get on that Yahoo auction game? Yep. That would be the way to go. Has Keycode ever hit on a deadline they announced, or their competency never matched their ambition? Keycode? Well, yeah, no, they've hit their mark. I mean, delays are inevitable and also unexpected, because if they, for any of the outsourced runs, so for example, like the Keycode number 1 revision 2, or pretty much a lot of the runs that they haven't done in-house, like the 265s and stuff, those were in-house. A lot of those are not, it's not under their control, so I think that's kind of an inevitable situation. As far as their in-house stuff is concerned, I mean, this past year in particular has been pretty rough for them, because you know both Zach and George had kids, and well, yeah, no, family comes first, so there's that. All right, looks good to me. Caleb, hello. DHL doesn't do domestic in the US? Yeah, they don't. It's DHL Express International for the US. So for local, you want to do USPS, UPS, and FedEx for carriers. Paid $95 for shipping keyboard from Australia. Sounds like, yeah, sounds like regular rates nowadays. It's gone up, and there's not much you can do about it. The shipping embargo doesn't help either. So I have a KB67 Lite, and I put foam inside the case. 3 layers on top, 2 in the middle, 1 layer, 1 at the bottom. Now the top and the bottom sounds great, but the ASD row sounds clacky. I use the Boba U4 silencer trick to fix the middle row to be as silent as the other rows. There is no single answer for this. The answer to that question is most likely going to be you'll have to open it back up and finagle around with your layers of foam until you get it right. I don't think there's a trick there. Especially if you have already added the foam yourself. I think no one but yourself knows best how the foam has changed the sound. Yeah. So you'll just have to go back in and try. It's hard to get a yeah, I think the expectation though, Gus, to have the same sound from every row, from every key, is pretty unrealistic, because, you know, sound is affected by virtually every kind of factor that you can possibly imagine, including where it's located, what's around there, whether it's close to wall or not, you know, what's the case made out of, what's your room like, you know, how you perceive it with your ears from a certain position, that kind of stuff. Everything matters. Switch, every switch can vary slightly, right? So yeah, could it have something to do with the screws in the PCB though? Well, my friend, there is only one way to find out. Try it yourself. It could, it couldn't, I don't know. I don't know. Of course, do all that at your own risk. CF for aluceramics blacks. I prefer aluminum, but CF carbon fiber is pretty nice. Carbon fiber brings out the sound of switches pretty in a different way that can be very interesting for people. But I personally do like both materials, but I do have preference for aluminum just because I'm kind of used to it. Beauty of the hobby is indeed the DIY aspect, and that's exactly why I build keyboards, because I like the DIY. Like, that's the fun part of keyboards, in my opinion. It's to try things yourself, build things, mess around with your hands. Do you use XHT BDZ? I used to, but not anymore, no. I use 205 pretty much exclusively for stabs. It just happens to work for me, and so I just stuck with it. I thought it would be easier, but I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't think there's an easy... there really is no answer to that question. Like, I don't think there's a correct answer to it, because we don't know what exactly it looks like. We don't have this keyboard in front of us to say, like, hey, like, you maybe got this wrong, or probably got this wrong or something, and this is the way you can fix it. So it's kind of tough. I think it would be a different answer maybe if you were here in person. But since that's not the case, it's tough. Any reason? Yeah, I just prefer 205, yeah. I get good results. I find it less messy. I just happen to feel more comfortable using it. So yeah, those are the reasons, I guess. I mean, it's as simple as I like it more. And still get good results, so that's why I roll with it. I guess if you want a more technical reason, it's because it's easier to add 205 after the fact. It's easier to clean up. I already have a lot of it, so I want to use it more. And I'm just more comfortable using it with the tools I have, like the brush I use. So yeah. Uh, 205 is also good for returning if necessary later on down the road. Yeah, that's why I like 205 too. It's like, if you... So, even if you use XHT BDZ, I will say this, which I say this every time I talk about stabs, is that no stab is gonna stay the same forever. No stab will be perfect forever. No stab will stay without rattle forever. Maybe for a long time, but not forever. And you can't really predict when it's gonna start failing. So at some point you'll return to it. 205 is easier to return to, because it's easier to work with. Like, it's less viscous than BDZ. So I can put it in like the syringe, I can manipulate more easily with the brush. I also only use one substance, so sticking to the same substance is a lot easier than having a possible mix of two things. So that's why. But yeah, if you're thinking, how do I make it so the stab stays the same way forever? The answer is, you'll probably not be able to do that too easily. You could do other mods, like people, like, you know, there's like the Epsi mod and those mods, right, that people do. I personally don't do them because I find them tedious, and I think that just the way I lube my stabs is effective enough. So it's just extra work. So yeah, that's the answer for me. I hope we can one day quote this video in the wake of rattle less stabs. I hope so. I hope you can quote this video and say, hey, look, Diego thought it was never gonna happen, and it happened. That would be amazing. If it does happen, if we actually ever get a stabilizer that just simply works with no modifications ever at all, like for you know, for years to come, then hey, whoever develops this is sitting on a gold mine. Hopefully that will happen soon with the recent developments in stabs that we are seeing right now. Like still kind of haven't seen the economy of scale act upon them, but hopefully we'll get to see all that happen. Maglev stabs. Yo. If that happened, builders would be without a job. Yeah, true. Although at the same time, some people would still build out of either the person being told to build because they like the content, or also because the soldering gear is something that they don't want to get. That's actually a very big reason why people contact me. It's saying, hey, just got my first custom keyboard, don't have soldering gear and don't want to solder, and even if it's hot swap, I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing, you know, could you do this for me? Is a very common, I was gonna say chief complaint, but it's a very common reason why people approach me to build, to have builds done for them. So, yeah. Do you balance wires too? I do not ever do that. Ever. If the wire is bad, I just toss it and get a new one. That's pretty much what it is for me. Because so the idea of balancing wires is using these nice, you know, kind of like what are these, like forceps or pliers or whatever, to basically hold it and align it to, you know, a certain level and whatever, make sure it's straight and all that. It's very finicky as a process, so it's super easy for you to screw it up. And once you screw it up, you're also like acting upon the durability of the wire. So overall, it's just a messy process that requires a fine precision, and I certainly don't think most people's hands are good enough to do that. And it's not like we're measuring it or anything. So for me, I find the idea of balancing a wire extremely unreliable. So I personally would not pursue that ever. Until I will pursue that one day if someone tells me, hey, I have a rig that tells you exactly how much you have deviated from the correct number. Like if the correct number is, you know, if you want to reach like some kind of angle of 0, and I put it on this like scaled machine, and it just told me like what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, and all I need to do is to tweak it accordingly. Oh yeah, hey, like if I have a calibrated thing to do it, I mean, yeah, of course I'll do it. There's no device like that, and it seems like too much work for something like that. So I would rather just spend the extra $3, way cheaper, even if it's like a cherry clip-in stab or whatever, and just replace the wire. Yeah. Wildcat must be crazy because he almost always balances. So Wildcat is definitely playing on the same safe side, and it's something that he's been doing for a while. So it could just simply be force of habit, and also, like, I don't know if it's placebo or not, or I don't know if it's like extremely effective or if it's like a diminishing return. Mainly because I haven't had as much experience like he has, like doing it specifically and seeing the difference in person. But yeah, could be a force of habit thing. I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if your stabilizer works as intended, that's it. Like, you know, that's all you should care about. Seems like he takes a long time and makes very, very fine adjustments. Too much work. Yeah. I would rather pay the extra $3 than spend a long time trying to adjust the wire just to save myself the $3, you know? Or even if it's more than $3. Let's say you bought 3 extra stabs to replace and you use them all. It's like, what, an extra $10? It's like, I would rather spend those $10 and save that time. I think it's worth to do if you don't build keywords too often. Oh, I could agree with that. Yeah, I could actually agree with that. If you don't build keywords too often, and you like it's a one and done sort of thing, I think doing something like modifications to your keyword in a way that you know is gonna work favorably, even if it takes a little bit of time, yeah, it could be worth it. Yeah, I actually don't disagree with that. Nice OG top clack shirt. Oh, thanks for noticing, Mr. One Drunk Man. I know it's hard to notice over the camera, but yeah, this is a old school 2016-17 top clack shirt. Back when top clack was Mr. Quakems and Man of Interest. Good old days of top clack. The early days of keyboard streams. Top clack, Anthony 001, I Me, You Are You, and some other folks. I guess Chubby's was kind of early too, actually. Wodan, but Wodan does he did YouTube streams or YouTube live videos. I wish Wodan streamed more. I mean, he only does it because he just happens to enjoy sharing. But yeah, I mean, he's a busy man. He probably has better things to do than stream. How do you store polished stainless steel back keyboards? Do you never use them? I would use them. Why would I not use them? I think it's, for me, the answer to that is actually pretty simple. Just get a case. Just get a case, you know, like this one. Just get a case like this one, you know. You know, they come with microfiber cloths, right? Where is it? Where's this one? Over here. Anyway, like I have a microfiber cloth, like a different one here. But just wrap it in microfiber and put it into the case. For storage, at least. And for usage, just use it. I think if you're extremely conscious and stuff, that's kind of your loss, I guess. Like I would not buy a keyboard just to keep it, like, without using it at all. I mean, it's up to you though. So it's all personal preference at that point. Some people do just buy to collect and to put in a display. I think that's fine. So that's what you want to do. Bedrock Mold, hello. Oh, Rock Lena. Lena, hello. How are you? It's good to see you. Problem is cherry wire. Oh, I see. Slightly different, huh? Interesting. Desk mat helps with scratches. Yeah, if you keep the desk mat clean, that's actually pretty key. If you don't have a clean desk mat and you put something that's polished, and because things get stuck in between the fibers, in between the cloth fibers of the desk mat, and you like move it around, you're gonna scratch it for sure. So make sure your desk pads are clean if you're using them and sliding stuff on them. That's a given, I would say. Been good, just getting my day started. Oh, just getting your day started? What do you mean just getting your day? Wait, what? What do you, wait, do you work at night normally? Like, do you only do stuff in the evenings? Are you a night owl? All right, there we have it. There it is, all done. All right, actually, wait. Let's turn off this underglow because, as I said, it's just gonna bleach this thing. Underglow brightness all the way down and off. Okay, good. The one thing that the keyboard hobby got me doing, keeping my desk space clean for my fancy keyboard. Yeah, man, that's the way to go. All right, so it's my first time using these LZ phase thingies. So let's see, for brass plate it says. Oh, I think that's for the bottom part. There's a lot more screws. And there's these thingies. There's bump-ons, the original bump-ons, I assume. Let's put them aside. Alright, so these grommets, I guess they kind of go like this. Okay, what's the difference between the white and the black grommets? Hold up, let me look it up. LZ face. Let's see. Switch grommets, bump-ons. Okay. Are the grommets different? Doesn't say. Doesn't say about the grommets being different. Oh well, I'll just use one color. I'll just use the black ones. No more Doritos while on the desk. I mean, I eat at my desk all the time, so I'm kind of guilty of that. But I know some people are like, "Oh my god, you eat at your desk? How dare you?" Yeah, no, I eat at my desk pretty much every single time. Like when I'm home and not eating like in the living room or something, like in the living area. Because also right now the living area is super cold. Like it's super cold, so eating there is like, I don't want to. I just want to bring my food to my desk where it's like warmer, like here to my room where it's warmer, and just eat here. All right, so you just put the grommets on, and then I assume you just press them in. Oh, they're not lining up. Okay, let's make sure they line up. As long as they're at the same level, it should be fine. Alright, so is this gonna fall off? Oh, nice, it holds. Okay. Designated eating board and snack mat. So I actually have a tablecloth. Like I have a small tablecloth that I use for when I'm like having like stuff that could possibly like dirty like my desk pads. But even then, I'm not as careful sometimes, and sometimes things do get stained. You've probably seen a few of my desk mats, kind of dirty ones, but that's because I got careless doing stuff, or like lube switches or stabs or whatever, and I just like got stuff on them. So it just happens. Alright, so I assume a few more of these screws, just so that we have them all in place. Chipsticks. I always get my mads dirty. Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of it. It just happens. It just happens. But I'm like, SMH. But yeah, can't think much about it sometimes. Just can't help it. I just happen to eat at my desk every so often, so you know, it just do be like that. Alright, let's get some extra case screws. And LZ included quite a lot of extra screws, which is nice. Can't complain about having an excess number of screws here. I certainly wouldn't complain. You can have a smaller mat that goes on top of your bigger mat. I mean, yeah, that's what my tablecloth is basically. Yeah. Do you ever put your polished stuff under bright lamp to check for scratches? Or am I driving myself crazy? Okay, that I think you are driving yourself crazy. I personally think if you're going to get something polished, you have to assume that you're taking that risk. So if you're checking that the thing is not scratched that often, I think you might be better off not getting it, so that you don't have to stress over it. Don't stress that much over it. Eventually, you know, it'll scratch eventually. It'll just happen. It'll just happen, you know. So I personally think, you know, Hakuna Matata basically. Live that worry-free life. Stop getting so concerned over things. Just don't get polished stuff. Yeah, I mean that's a solution. That's a solution. Is to not stress over it. It's just to not get it, not get the stuff that actually stresses you out. Or just send it to someone like Knee Deep. Tell him to do whatever the heck he wants with it. You won't ever stress about it again, because it's just gonna look like it's treated with something. And well, I mean, maybe then you'll stress out more. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know you, but from the way you're explaining it, it does sound like you might just be very, very, very self-aware of the scratching and the polish. I understand though. It's a nice keyword after all. Have you seen Lulz's gaff mats that he eats and solders on? I haven't seen like how dirty or whatever it is. I mean, I see him every time I open up his stream. It's always, you know, there's always. That's the only mat he ever uses. Alright, y'all, what keycap set are we using today? Huh? Oh, 2.5 hours and we built both. Huh, not bad. Not bad. Beige. I will accept no less. Well, I mean, you can feel free to redeem a key set. Oh, Diego, do you sign up for broadcast, man? I have not. Shit, am I late? I might have forgotten. Whoops. Is it still open? It's open for 2 days, right? Diego's choice? Okay, hold up. Where's the... when did I post that? January. Oh no, there's still a day left. Okay, that's fine. Or like 12 hours. Isn't his choice usually? I mean, yeah. Let me think about it then. What am I gonna put on this? My choice. My choice. Let's see. Let's see. Key sets. Any recent sets that came in? Recent sets. I think I've already shown you guys all my recent sets. They were Uru and Hammerhead. Those were my most recent things. So nothing new after that. He just ice skated over my last message? Oh, sorry. What do you say? Sorry. Look, I'm out here needing you to help in DRG and you're over here making crazy looking keyboards? Oh, Jordan, hello. Didn't know you were playing DRG right now. Sorry if I missed a message if you were messaging me on Discord, dude. Hope you're doing alright. Did you get Red Devils? No, I did not get Red Devils. That's a set I did not get. I didn't really want it, to be honest. Let me think about it. My choice. It's like a silver gray. Silver gray. Maybe not. I was thinking olive, but I don't think it's gonna be too good. Shall we just do some beige then? I guess we'll do some combination of beige here. Let me think which one. Any Dolce? Oh, Dolce is good. Oh, I do have Dolce on my I do have Dolce on my Tengu. Dolce R5. Dolce R5. There's no Dolce R5. Oh, sad. Do you get any 21 KB kits? No, I didn't because I was too slow. And also, I know the pre-orders open, but I'm not sure if I want them right now. I'm not in a rush to get any, so I think I'm gonna get them later. Let's do some. Should we do some? Let's see. Oh, but that's mixing ABS and PBT, which is no good. Crap. Kind of sucks. This color almost looks like it's raw, right? It's kind of like this silvery gray almost. I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird color. It's a weird color. Bingsu. I think I'm gonna try to go for something beige. I'm just trying to figure out what I want on it. Some dye subs maybe. Some dye subs and then just put some ABS space bars because that's all I have for space bars anyway. Any recent artisan wins? I actually don't remember. I need to check. I have it logged, but I just can't think about it like right now. Xerox? Nah, I don't like Xerox on this. Actually, well, it would work, but it doesn't come with Spacekeys for it, so probably not. All right. Oh! How about GMK Blue Alert? I have GMK Blue Alert. Do you guys like Blue Alert? I finally got GMK Blue Alert. That's right. That's right. Is this the one? Yeah. I'm gonna have to go get the Spacekeys anyway, but yeah. Blue Alert! Blue Alert. Thoughts on GMK Arctic? I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, I remember seeing the JDK set and being like, okay, it's nice. But I didn't grab it at the time. I think it looks nice though. Hello, just finished a raid. Oh, very nice. Big Macs and onions. I hope it went well. I hope you had good loot. Purse caps? Yeah, it does have purse caps. Old school. Oh boy. Does this have the Y on the right only? No, wait, that's normal. Yeah, that's fine. Does this have a double B too though? Oh, it does. Okay, nice. It does have a double B. I thought it didn't for a second. I kind of want to do regular blue, regular enter. Yeah, let's do regular today. It's my choice, so I'll choose it. Can you run blue alert this year like red alert with a colored number? Can I run it? I mean, I don't have the bandwidth right now to do anything, but I mean, I could think about it. I'm pretty sure someone else probably is gonna be like, oh, you took my idea, buddy. Or maybe Originative's gonna cancel me. And they're gonna be like, sorry, but what the F are you doing? Excuse me? It would be nice though to have the second option. R5 keys. Yeah, R5, let's go. Whoever had this set before did not use the R5 keys at all. So it means it's brand new. Hold on a second. What is this key here? Is this 1U? Wait. The bottom row on this keycap set is weird. Do I have to mix? Oh no. Okay, I guess we're doing R4, guys. Too bad. The LZ phase has dog shit bottom row. The LZ phase has a dog shit bottom row. I forgot about that. It does have a weird ass bottom row. What a shame. What a shame. What a bummer. What a bummer. So what's this here? FN? I don't know what it's supposed to be yet. Let me go get some Spacekeys. I don't have them here, so I'll be right back. I was excited for R5 until you can use a Windows key. This is 1.25U though. This is 1.25U. What a shame. Seriously. What a shame. Okay, I'll be RB. Okay, I am back, and this is my realization of my mistakes. Is the fact that it uses 1.25U on either side of the spacebar. So I actually need to go back and desolder that switch. Alright, well, at least I know now. LZ face, not the layout I want. Not the layout I want. Do you know if Keys has run extras for GMK Uru? No, they have not run extras yet, that I know. That I know of? No, they have not. So I think you still have a chance whenever they do. Both you and Apiary messing up your bottom rows tonight? I see. Yeah, I think for Alice layout stuff, I thought it was gonna be the same as every single Alice that, you know, is out there, which is 2.25, 1, and then 275, 1.5. But it seems like LZ does not want to cooperate with that at all. So here we are today. At least this is easy. Easy fix. And the disassembly and reassembly is very easy as well. So. First oopsie of the year? Yeah. My life is full of oopsies. Maybe my life is an oopsie by itself, but you know. I'll leave that for other people to handle. I see Deskeys is running extras and their markup is insane. I guess you would expect that. But that said, markup is all depending on the vendor, so there's not much to help it. It's like, because it's like their own stock that they bought. So yeah. Let's see, it's that one. Okay. Oh, that didn't really desolder fully, did it? Can stabs become untuned? Yes, they can. They absolutely can. Reason being that the loop can displace over time, so it'll just shift around from where it is, and so eventually the wire will probably hit the plastic again. Yeah, so yeah, you could have untuned stabs at some point. Oopsie. Okay. Oh, come on. Switch really doesn't want to come out here. Oh my goodness. The H1 switch is like so fragile. Why is it not coming out? Oh, there. Let's use a new one. Diego, would you ever tell a girl on the first date that you have a keyboard hobby unsolicited? Unsolicited? Probably not. If they ask me, do you do anything for fun? I would probably say it, yeah. So if someone, yeah. I would say something about it if it were like, oh, hey, like, do you have any hobbies or do you do anything for fun? Then I would talk about it. How do you have first date where you don't ask that? Isn't that just a basic get to know question? Yeah, exactly. It's like it would come up anyway. It would come up right away. I feel like, what do you do for fun? What do you do in your free time? That kind of stuff. Also, by the time it depends. Are we talking about by the time you get to first date? Are we talking about do you text before? Do you meet them somewhere in a specific location? That kind of stuff matters too. Like, if I met them for the first time, like in a social event or whatever, that's a different story because I actually would be just talking to them for the first time and completely unexposed to them for the beforehand. But if it were like a situation where I have a chance to text them or whatever, like I think it would have already come up in that conversation, like through texts or whatever. So I think, yeah, it just depends on the context. But yeah, as Iwane was saying, like it would have come up pretty early. Keep in mind, I've been married for 12 plus years. Been a while since I had first date. I mean, yeah. Is that how your ex ran with your mirror to kill? I wouldn't say ran with it. I explicitly, wanted them to have it, and they still do, and they enjoy it. So there's literally nothing. But yeah, I mean, they got into the keyboard hobby on their own accord. It's not like it would have nothing to do with my own preferences there. It's like I would say I could have influenced them a little bit, but I would say, they decided on their own that they liked it. Okay, cool. Alright, all fixed now. That really happened? Not really. I mean, I just gave it to them. And yeah, they wanted it, so. That's it. I also, they have like 3 different keyboards as well. And like several key sets and whatnot that they purchase on their own accord, so. Diego's a nice guy. I just like making fun of him because he's a good sport about it. I mean, yeah, it's like I couldn't care much. It's also, things are in the past, so it's like, whatever. Nothing to do about it. Nothing to change it. All right, let's see. Let's put some artisans on this thing. Ooh. We do have some beige and some blue. Let me think. The blue is kind of royal blue though, so we did have some blue of those over there, which we can grab from. I think the bong was kind of nice. The Earl is kind of fitting, I think. I think this Switch Doctor actually looks kind of nice with the beige. And maybe a Fugu. I don't know. I don't know. Kind of figure it out. Wait, what exactly is... Hold up. What exactly is the difference between this case and the physics? I don't think there is much of a difference, if I recall. There wasn't a huge difference that I remember. I don't remember what. I don't know the exact stuff because it's just been a while. Ooh, I like this because it actually matches the blue and the yellow here. All right, let's run with that. Did he get rid of the inner plate? No, it still has the inner plate thingy. Like, it has this flat plate. Oh, look at this. Is that for sound? I don't know, actually. I don't know if it is for sound or not. Maybe? Probably? Probably? What's your favorite artisan case display things? I like these. I also like hate boxes. So this is the CC-R2 box. So this one has like a little weight here at the bottom that you can see through the case. This is the Hate V1 box. So this is the CC box, this is a Hate V1 box. There's also the Hate V2 box, which is kind of bigger and more rectangular in shape. This one's nice because you can carry it to meetups. It has these plastic screws that you can screw on, and a piece of foam that goes on top to hold your artisans down. This one came with a zipper bag, I think. So these are all nice cases to take to like meetups and stuff, or to like show in like a small table. There's also the ice box from Robot Candy Company. They also do some nice cases. But personally, at least for home, like for home use, I prefer a case that just has more storage space than anything, because it's not like I have them on display all the time or anything like that. So I personally don't mind. But yeah, if you're like taking it to a meetup or you plan to put it on like a shelf or something, I think something like those would work. Hate V1, Hate V2, or like the ice box or CC box. Those are all nice solutions. Yeah. Are links allowed here? You can drop the link if you want. What set is this? This is GMK Blue Alert. GMK Blue Alert from, yeah, it was originally sold through Originative, I believe. Okay, let's get a typing test, shall we? Old school wind keys, yeah. Alright, let's see. Okay. Music. Alright. Let's give it a shot here. Huh, I cannot hear myself. Okay, there. Okay, so I think the layout is fine, but we'll see how we do. It's been a while since I've used Ergo layouts, so I might stumble a little bit and stuff. But yeah, let's give it a shot, shall we? Alright, so there's an LZ Physics with a carbon fiber plate with H1s that have been lubed with 3204 and filmed. And this is GMK Blue Alert on the as for a key set. Alright, here we go. Ah! So many mistakes. Also really slow. Let me try it again. Also, I also suck at typing with this layout because it's been a while. I make so many mistakes. But let me give it a shot again. It sounds very nice though. It sounds very nice. My typing sucks. But you know, you can tell that my form is super bad when I use these layouts. Pretty nice though. One thing that's kind of nice about it is, well, actually, one thing I realized mid-typing test is that they feel heavy, and I did realize that this has 78 gram spring, so no wonder. But that said, it feels pretty nice. I do actually like this grommet mount or whatever from that he's using. It's kind of comfortable still. But it sounds really nice too. The carbon fiber plate really brings out the sound of the switches, I think. And at least in this particular case, it does sound pretty good. So yeah, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try with the mods. Here it is. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I actually like how this sounds. It does have a little bit of case resonance, but it's actually not bad. Like, I wouldn't say it's unpleasant. And the alphas in particular sound actually just fine. Definitely sounds a little bit hollow on the left side mods, actually. Left side mods particularly sound a little bit more on the hollow side. Actually, starting from the caps lock here and then down. And then that's fine. Yeah, so just these three mods are a little more hollow, but the rest are fine. So no big deal. Yeah, I don't really use this key that much. This key, I barely just hold it with my pinky, so it's not a problem. But yeah. But H1s are heavy though. I got a little tired there. Mods have a unique tone. I like the alphas personally, but that's just me. What's the worst switch you've experienced? Aristotle switches. Those are garbage. They suck. Like stock Aristotle switches. Not Gadistotles. Aristotle switches. Those are hot garbage. They will like legitimately just you type on it and then they'll break. You open them, they'll explode. So yeah, those are hot garbage. Pretty bad. Left spacebar sounds better than right. I mean, it probably has to do with the size of the bar too, and probably the positioning. But yeah, MX Blues, there's worse. Yeah, but Aristotles are truly hot garbage kind of switch. But you know, yeah, no, I do like this. I think in regular slow kind of typing, this board kind of sounds nice. Yeah, this is pretty nice. These alphas sound pretty good in my opinion. So I actually do like this. The layout's not for me, I have to say. Like, I don't really need a 65% style ergo. So this is actually the same reason why I didn't want the EM7, EM8, is because the layout's just, for me, it's just not the layout I prefer. But yeah, it's still very nice. How do you get your words per minute to decimal precision? Pretty sure it's in the settings somewhere on monkey type. I don't remember exactly where, but there's a setting for it. Like when you go to the cog wheel, and then I'm pretty sure there's a setting where you can set the number of like decimal points to display. It's like show decimal points, and then it's like yes or no, I think, something like that. But it's all in the settings. All this stuff for monkey type is in the settings. So, what's the size next to Alice? What do you mean? So, I mean, this is basically, so Alice layout, regular Alice. So this is regular Alice layout, right? It's 60% essentially. And then 65% version of the Alice layout is basically what the Arisu or Phase, Physics, EM7, EM8, you know, all these boards basically have the 65% version of the layout, which is a layout that some people like more because they have arrow clusters. But for me, I prefer this version. So yeah, I prefer without the arrows because I just use the HHKB style arrows. So yeah. Anyway. Do you know any good hot swap Arisu or Alice boards? I personally don't know any good hot swap ones because I don't pay attention to the hot swap world as closely as some people do. I wonder if someone in chat does know this better as far as an answer is concerned here. I don't remember seeing hot swap though, specifically. There definitely is. Oh! I remember now. The Maja Ergo is a very good Arisu board that has hot swap, and I think they sold through KBD fans for the first round, and then they're doing a second round, I think. Oh, recently concluded GB. Oh, okay. well, there was a second one which already passed, but yeah, that one is pretty good. I remember building a Maja Ergo for a friend. I mean, I built like 2 or 3 of them. They're very nice boards for sure. They sounded pretty good. They felt pretty nice. Overall, I was pleased. I think for the price, those were pretty good, really good quality for the price. In stock, I see. Yeah. So yeah, the Maja Ergo definitely a board worth mentioning for that particular layout and stuff. All right. So there it is. What do you guys think? So we built 2 boards today, actually. Two separate boards, one Topre and one MX. check out this size comparison. The width of the LZ face is the same width as this TKL Realforce. Same length, my bad. Same length. Crazy. But that's how big the Alex layout normally tends to be. Very, very long. So yeah, we built these. Here's a bit of sound. Just, you know, you heard these guys. And then Topre. Anyway, you think EM8 will be that big in length? It'll be bigger than this. The EM8 is even bigger because it's tented. So the EM8 is gonna be this, and then you're tenting it up this way, and it has those sides. So it's gonna be like yay big. The EM8 is gonna be like this big on your table. That's like huge. I mean, that's like gonna be like what? That's 12 inches right here. It's gonna be like 18 inches. It's gonna be like 1.5 feet long, probably. Yeah, it's monstrously big, the EM8. So it's gonna be a behemoth on people's desks. But hey, it's very cool. It's a very cool board nonetheless. It looks very nice. I didn't get it because, you know, it's very expensive too. But yeah, see how different? So you see how this is like a non-silver kind of board? Like it's almost light grayish. Like this is some kind of light grayish color, whereas this is also supposedly silver. Where's Mason right now? Mason would come here and ask about what type of silver is that. But yeah, there's LZ at the corner, and then it says phase here at the corner as well. If there's a keyboard bag to fit EM8, I believe it will come with a bag. I believe it's supposed to be a pretty premium kit, so the EM8, I think they will come with a case just like they did with the Dolphin 2021 version. The Dolphin 2021 version came with its own carrying case with like the foam was like molded to the shape, which was really nice. I thought that was a very nice touch. So A+ in my opinion, to consider that detail. But yeah, so these 2 builds today. I can't carry both for the close-up, so I think this will just this will be our YouTube thingy. Say hi to YouTube, chat. Say hi to YouTube. Come on. Have you tried the new Mode 80? I have. It's very nice. I personally enjoy the solderable version of the new Mode 80 because it was pretty flexible, and the isolation top mount, pretty nice. I prefer it to the stack mount. I know that some people, like Mr. TKL King himself over here, I know that he enjoys the R1 and the stack mount a lot more, but I personally enjoy the second round, the new one, solderable, a lot more. But you know, it's all personal preference. Look at my jorts. Alright. Anyway, so yeah. So this is what we've done today. 3 hours, not bad for 2 boards. I mean, I did only demo this one, but we actually did pretty well today for this. What is the EM8? The EM8 is a keyboard it's a collaboration design between Lin from Linworks, and Syrian, who is actually the original designer of the EM series of ergonomic boards. Basically, it's the keyboard. The EM7 is actually the keyboard that inspired the Alice, but the EM8 now it's the successor. It comes with the same layout and very aggressive like sides, like a very aggressive design with curved sides. And it comes tented. The two sides are tented instead of flat like this, so they come tented. It's a very large keyboard, but it's being run by KLC. KLC Playground, I think. KLC-Playground is their website. KLC-playground.com. But yes, you can certainly Google it. Just type EM8 keyboard KLC, and I'm pretty sure it will pop up. Actually, let's just try it out right now. Let's demonstrate. They said EM8 keyboard KLC. There it is, keyboard. And then there's KLC Playground official. All right. Well, if you click on the Instagram shows a few posts here. That's the EM8 though. It weighs 4.8 kilograms, and the wrist rest is half of that, 2.4 kilograms. It's a chonker. It's a huge chonker. It's pretty impressive. It's really, really impressive. It looks sick, not gonna lie. But anyway, I really like this whole idea behind the magnet mount thing. I think it's pretty ingenious. Good that they're trying new things. I think that's nice to see. It's very refreshing to see that. Are there any updates of KLC sending you Dolly's Proto? Oh yes, there will be a Dolly's prototype build at some point soon. I have an update about it. Nothing yet that I can say in public, as in like I don't have a physical unit with me or anything, but I will be getting something to show you guys. Yeah. Marcia was building a 10 kilogram all brass S7 elephant. That's also pretty crazy actually. All brass. I mean, the S7 elephant is already so freaking heavy. Yeah, and brass that's pretty crazy. That's just like, hey, here's a massive billet of brass, just like a chunk of brass. PVD brass. Wow. Okay. She literally made a command called !heavy. Oh, that's so great. 22 pounds. Oh my god. That's, yeah. You could work out with that. That's dope. That's pretty crazy. Alright, so let me talk about next stream, because I think I want to talk about this before we do it next time. So I think the next stream is probably going to be the Bakeneko 65 prototype, for which I'm lubing switches right now. And then the build after that is most likely going to be a personal build for the first time, but it's actually also because Owl Labs sent me their new stabs. So Owl Labs sent me their new stabilizers to try out. So here is the 100% version, which I think just comes with a lot of stabs. So this is the Owl Lab stabs, screw-in stabs, and then there is a 80% version, which is just 5 stabilizers. So this comes with, you know, all the parts, and then it comes with little band-aid, like pseudo band-aid looking things, screws, washers, all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll be trying these out on the next build. I'm using it on a personal build, so that way there's no confusion. But yeah, these are just sample units that I was sent out to try. I'm not like specifically sponsored or paid by them to promote or anything. They just wanted me to give them my thoughts, because they saw that I had talked about the first version from the Mr. Suit build. I had given some feedback back then that the Mr. Suit, the Owl Lab stabs from the Mr. Suit build, they were very tight for the clip. So they fixed that. They changed some things here and there. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to try these out. I remember I didn't have any issues with these stabs, with the V1 stabs as far as that Mr. Suit build was concerned. It was just those clips that were really, really tight. So yeah, that's that though. But yeah, we'll be trying this. Zenith, no, so it will actually be indeed the Rogue that we saw one time. You guys have seen this. So here it is. But I mean, this will be after next stream, so it's 2 streams from today. I looped some MX Blacks here. And actually, are these looped yet? I might have to check. Anyway, so yeah, it was this particular board that we showed off a few streams ago. Patinaed by Mr. Knee Deep. He called it Dendrite's Grasp. Very, very cool patina. Of course, in darker lighting, it's not very visible. Of course, like it certainly has a certain kind of reflectivity with the lighting, but it still is quite visible. Like you can still see the differences in colors in person, like without really, you know, moving it around much. It's very cool. But yeah. My first board with this custom patina sort of thing going on for it. HKB style too, very nice. Anyway, so we'll be doing this in a couple of builds, so 2 streams I think. So the second stream after today. Alright. Does Knee not advise to do this matte finish anyway? Yeah, so he's always trying something new. He always clear coats his finishes, so they're protected afterwards. But yeah, I think if you do have any specific questions, it's best to just direct to him because he tends to answer questions really diligently. But yeah, I would say that he does experiment a lot though. So we have to keep begging Poner. I don't know about that. I feel like the more you beg, I'm not sure. Anyway, which would you recommend, pewters or MX browns? I'm a bit worried that browns might have too much leaf noise. If you're worried about that, just go with pewters. Honestly, pewters are pretty darn good for what they go for. I think they're also pretty, you know, they're nice light tactiles. I think pewters are great. Just yeah, lube and film some pewters and go with those. IMO. That Starfield effect he did a few days ago was crazy. Oh yeah, you guys saw that knee deep thing that he did the other day. So needy patinas here. Look at me giving him some free promo. Just kidding. So this dimensional rift, like it's wow, look at that, dude. It's like a galactic anno, like from Caustic, but it's basically like work on. It's either, I think it's either, is it copper? Dye and acid mix. They are not natural patina colors, yeah. So it's a mix of dye and some sort of acid. By acid we mean like a chemical. So very, very cool. Is this patina? It is patina apparently though. It is like a form of patina, I guess. Is this copper or brass? But yeah, very, very cool. Very sick. He did this partially on this Mode 65 copper bottom. Yeah, this is like gorgeous stuff. Really, really cool work that he's doing. Good for him that he's actually like doing these new things now. It's nice to see customization in the hobby like this though. It's always refreshing. But yeah, so it's really cool. Does he clear coat it after that? Yes, he does. He does clear coat things to protect it. Yeah, to protect the finish. I do like the Mode 65 one better, as you said, Peaches. I think the partial kind of covered finish is really neat. I'll follow this man. Sounds good. I'm time to ask Knee Deep for every follow $5. Just kidding. Anyway. Anyway, yeah, so we'll check out these owl stabs soon. Bakeneko 65, if I haven't shown it here. Have I shown it yet? Yeah, anyway, I'm lubing switches for that, so still have work to do there. But alright, I think that's it for tonight. 3.5 hours, that's not terrible. Thought it would be actually worse today. Let's go check if anybody's streaming in particular. But other than that, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. Let's see. I don't know when exactly I'm going to be streaming next. I'll let you guys know. It's possible during the weekend, but I might get busy with some work that I need to have done by next week, though. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on that. Let's see. Kiwi King, True Keyboards is streaming. KFECE. CG Buin doing some desoldering. Mr. Jordan playing some Tarkov. TX just posted samples for a new round of TX tabs. Oh, nice. Just one last small Topre type? Sure, fine. I'll do that. Not ideal, but you can just give it a... Alright. The control is because the control key has an LED below it, and you cannot silence that one. There's no way to silence that one other than with some lube. So that's why the control is kind of wobbly. But that's the nature of this one is because the slider is rotated 90 degrees, and it comes pretty loose. It doesn't have the tabs that hold it, so it's the one weakness of this 87U is the control key. But yeah, what mods do you do on the XRF? Pretty simple mods. Tribosys 3204 for all of the keys, except for the mods, and then for the modifiers for the longer keys, I did 205 grade 0 for the wire and the plastic, and 205 grade 0 for the spacebar. And also I used Deskeys silencing rings number 4 for all the keys, except for the control. The control is the only one that you cannot use a silencing ring for, due to the design of the slider, or actually of the housing there. But yeah, yeah, but pretty simple. It's just lube, silencing, and then transferring over the build over. Oh, and then did a bunch of cleaning. That took a little while too. But yeah, pretty nice though. I do like this XRF. I have to say I'm pretty pleased that it preserves a lot of the sound that the original has. Would I get one? It's a little too heavy, but it looks cool. So if I had a lot of extra money, maybe. But yeah, no lubing of PCB. No, no. I understand why people do it. I understand the concept, but it sounds very, very tedious and very messy. You know what I would hate doing? Oh, actually, the reason why I would not ever do that right now is because, first of all, because when I took this apart, the dome sheet was intact. It was perfectly in place. Head. I was not gonna touch that thing. Why would I touch a dome sheet that has been left perfectly adherent to the PCB? I would just leave it like that because it's already perfectly aligned. So I just left it as is and did my did the work I had to do for the Topre mods and then put it back together. So no risk of dome misalignment, all that crap. Yeah, but there's times when some of the boards that you can get, Topre boards, can come used, and so therefore the dome sheets have come apart, or maybe people replace the domes and stuff. So dome alignment can be a bit of an issue. But yeah, or like people who do like heavy grill, which you have to take it all apart actually. How much is this board? You mean the XRF? I don't know actually. I'm assuming the case is probably like in the 400s US dollars. Plus shipping. And then a Realforce is gonna cost you like $200 to $250. And then modification stuff, let's say between 50 and 100. So we're talking about what's that? 350, 750, maybe let's say like 800, 850 total. That's the minimum. So yeah, it's like give or take $800 to $1,000, let's say, for this whole thing. Yeah. But yeah, looks nice. It is USB-C port, which is great. Plus you need an R1. Yeah, you do need an R1 case. Otherwise you wouldn't have this fat forehead. R1 looks so nice too though. I really like the R1 forehead. It's it's iconic. It's iconic. Alright, we can go raid Miss Chu, whom we have not raided in a while. And who seems to have just started building earlier. And there's also CG Buin and Kiwi King. But I'm actually not sure what other people are up to then. Alright, let's go raid Chu since I like the top, I like the bottom row, so it's nice they offer a win keyless version. Well, the bottom row, however, if you do a win keyless XRF, you have to get an 86U, otherwise you'll have uneven blocker segments where so you would get the blocker here and here if you do an 87U with blockers. So you would get 2 keys on the right of spacebar, which is kind of different. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Alright, raid. Is it Chu keyboards all together? Alright, yes. Chu keyboards. Alright, friends. Well, I think Bakeneko 65 next stream. And then after that, we'll do the Rogue with the Owl Stabs and some MX Blacks, probably. I'll catch you guys. Oh, Drew, hello. It's ending already? Yes, it's ending now. We're going. We're leaving. Alright, I don't have too much to say other than I'll just say meow. What the heck? Why is my autofill not working anymore? What the F? Okay, my chat is being weird. Meowgarade, happy hump day. We love keyboards. Keyboards. Meow go woo woo. Alright. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good rest of your week. And take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And if you would like to join, come over to my Discord and other channels. But yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.